Howdy everybody, and welcome back to the Mega Man tutorial. Last time we got our climb state all sorted out and some other stuff. So this time, well, we have the move state. We can go into the jump, the shoot, and the climb state, right? But we want to be able to continue to stay in the shoot state so that we can shoot quickly, as well as be able to move into the other jump shoot states, such as move into the other shoot states, such as move jump shoot, or jump shoot, and climb shoot. So let's get cracking. Zooming in here, come into our move shoot state. We are going to want to add in our climb shoot state. So if we are shooting and we hit the ladder while we are shooting, such as like if we're in midair, we would remain in the shooting state, but the shooting state as specified for when you're climbing. So pound region climb shoot state. In the region. I just noticed we have this jump state here, but we don't really need, we need to edit this as well to be the jump shoot state. So let's actually do that first since it's on top. So it's going to be a lot like our regular shoot state, except if we press A underscore press, twice speed, jump speed, on ground's false, except we go into jump underscore shoot so we have the proper sprite. Generic 0, yeah, it's all exactly the same. So yeah, you just edit those two variables. That was easy, right? And we're pretty much going to do the same thing for the climb shoot state here. You can just go over here to the climb state, copy pasta that, and instead of going into climb state, we go into climb shoot. Let me make sure that is completely right. 3, P2, you got all this, B box, Y minus, climb underscore shoot, underscore shoot. There we go. Yeah, it's all identical. You just have to edit that slightly. So I was thinking it was going to be more of production than it was. That made it a lot easier, right? So now that we are able to move from our move shoot state to jump shoot, climb shoot, or back to the move state, yeah, just making sure that code was correct there as well, since I had forgotten to update that. Just making sure I hadn't forgotten to update that. Then last but not least, we need to remember to continue in this state. So to do that, we are actually going to come back to our regular move state. Again, copy all the code in here, because we're just going to loop all the code for the shoot state basically at this point. So if we press B, then state is equal to move shoot. Well, we don't need this because we're already in the move shoot state. But we do need to remember to reset our buffer, set our animation timer back to 0.2 seconds, and of course create the bullet, but we don't need to reset the image speed, image index, or execute the state. Otherwise, we'd end up in an infinite loop. And we don't even need to exit. There we go. Yeah, that's everything you need there. So now we can actually shoot and just sort of continue to shoot the entire time that we are shooting. So we are moving over into the jump shoot and the climb shoot states, but we haven't actually set those states up yet. And again, it's going to be a bit of copy pasta again, just going to make sure that there'll be some slight differences to accommodate our shooting. So move state is 0, move shoot is 1, climb state is 2, and 3 is climb shoot. Why in the world did I call this climb user? Climb state. Copy paste everything, and in the climb shoot state we're basically copying the regular shoot state, except when you climb shoot you can't move left or right and no up and down, so you just set the Y speed equal to 0. Animation, if animation timer does not equal -1, animation timer is equals approach -1 to 1, and if x input does not equal 0, set my x input, my image x scale to x input. So we're just make sure we're facing the right direction and counting down our countdown timer for our state. So the important part will be the movement to other states. So if we want to move from the climb shoot state into the jump state, then just press the A button, and if we're not holding up or down, because apparently you can't hold the up or down button and press A at the same time, then state underscore is equal to player states dot jump underscore shoot, image speed is equal to 0, index 0, and execute the state. Continuing the state pretty much exactly the same as the other one. Got all the code in there for additional weapons. We'll cut that out for the moment. Since we only have the regular bullet at this time. And to return to the climb state, once we get to -1 on our animation timer, then just set us back to the climb state, and image speed equals 0, image index equals 1. So jump state. So user event 4. User event 5. And again, we're going to copy and paste everything from our previous jump state over here. Pull in all the regions real quick. For acceleration, stays the same. Speed fractions remain the same. Our collision and movement remains the same. Our animation is again the same, just our X scale and count down the animation timer. So that's all the same. We just need to come over here and return us to the normal jump state once the timer runs out, same as with the climb state. climb shoot state. So if we're jumping and we're shooting and we manage to latch onto a ladder while jumping and shooting at the same time, then we just basically use the same code as normal. Just go into the climb shoot state. There should be shoot climb there. Move shoot state. So once we land on the ground, and that's the same as in the jump state. Return to the move state if on ground. Then play the landing sound, y speed equals 0, because you are landing on the ground. And move shoot. I actually probably don't need this y speed equals 0. I don't know why it's right there, but we'll leave it there for the moment. So let's actually come back to our other states here. So we have our move state. We can move into the jump, shoot, or climb. But our climb state, we can currently only move into the move state. And we want to be able to move into the climb, shoot state and the jump state from our climb state. So let's add in climb first. Or jump state, I should say. There we go. So just like normal, if you press A and you're not holding up or down, then move us from the climb state into the jump state. This is exactly the same as what we used over here in the climb shoot state. Yeah, exactly the same as there. And last but not least, we need to be able to go into the climb shoot state. And we'll cut out the extra weapons again real quick. So if B is pressed and we don't have 3 bullets on the screen, then we want to be able to shoot more bullets. Put us in the climb shoot. This code is copied from this part here pretty much. Again, you should know the drill by now. The really hard part about all these things is developing the logic and keeping it intact as you put them all together, so you don't end up allowing yourself infinite loops and breaking your states up wrong. So, all right, that's the for the climb state. That's the move state, the jump state, and the climb shoot state. All right, great. So that's everything finished there. Move state finished. Move shoot state finished. Yep. Climb state finished. Climb shoot state finished. Yeah. Jump state. Yeah, jump state will be next. So let's move over to our jump state. We've already put in the ability to move into the move state from the jump state, so let's put in the ability to enter into the jump shoot state. And again, you should know the drill now. Just copy paste from one of the other move states here. So if B is pressed and our number of shots is less than 3, then we need to set ourselves to jump shoot. Object underscore input dot alarm 1 -1 animation timer times 0.2 and create a bullet. Image speed equals 0, image index equals 0, and then user execute. All right, and And last but not least, copy in from the other regions the ability to enter the climb state. So if up is down, or down is pressed, this will be copied over here from the move state. So if you press up or down, then remember to check and see if we're at a ladder. If we are, then move us over into the climb state. Alright, that's all that done. So that leaves, last but not least, the jump shoot state. And looks like we already got everything in there. Alright, great. Let's go test it out. Alright, we're moving. Seem to be only creating 2 bullets at a time here. Seems to be working better when we're jumping. Oh, now it seems to be working. Maybe not. Oh wait, maybe it is working, they just weren't off screen. No, just for some reason when we're moving, we can't make 3 bullets at a time. If we come over here to the move shoot state. Move shoot state. Check my continue in this state code. It's -1, sec times 0.2. Should all be alright because I copied and pasted it. Did I remember to change the animation? Animation speed. Ah yes, I don't have this right. In the move shoot state. Need to remember to keep the skidding code. And set it up to be shoot stand rather than just idle or skidding. Speed equals 0, manual sprite change, X scale equals sign of X speed, and animation timer, so on. Let's see if that fixed it. So weird. I have no idea why it's doing that right now. Maybe it has to do with how I enter the shoot state over here. Going into the move shoot state, alarm 1 equals -1, animation timer sec times 2, create a bullet, image speed, and execute the state. Let's see, how would I debug this? Well, we have an instance where we are not reaching 3. But maybe we're reaching 3, but for some reason it's double creating a bullet. So what if we put in a stop? So if copy this code here is greater than or equal to 3, then var underscore test is equal to true. Then we put this into debug mode and run the program in debug mode. That's it. We are creating 3 bullets, but for some reason it seems that one of them is overlapping the others. So it's there somewhere, but it's being overlapped. Oh! I was going to say that would be because if we come over here into our move shoot state and we say continue in this state, if B is underscore pressed, see, yeah. Because we go into the state from here and we set, so we say if B is pressed and there's less than 3 bullets on the screen, then we want to create a bullet and enter into the shoot state, right? But we forget to account for the fact that we also have if object input.be pressed right here is also, we're also creating an instance where we go into the shoot state and we continue to think that we want to create another bullet. So we can solve this. I wonder why this never came up when I was doing all my other when I was doing the dev work on all this stuff. It just seemed like it would have happened. Seems like it would have come up at some point. We can eliminate that by deleting this here, so it only makes the bullet when we go into the move shoot state. And there we go. I mean, if it's happening there, then why doesn't it happen when you jump into the air as well? You'd think it would, right? So if we're in the jump state and we go into the jump shoot state, we do create, we press bullet. There's less than 3 bullets in the air, so this should be creating that. So continue in this state. Be pressed. Oh! And animation timer is less than or equal to sec times 0.1. That would be why, because there's supposed to be a slight delay in how fast you can create a bullet. But that way you can't create all 3 bullets in the exact same, well, one frame after another. They wouldn't be able to create in the exact same frame, I believe, but I did not put that bit of code over here into the move shoot state. So if we copy and paste that into there, we can get rid of this, so we don't need it anymore, and undo the delete here. And now our code is unified and should be working properly. Perfect. Now, how's that for a little bit of impromptu debugging for you? So let's see, how much time are we at? We're at 24 minutes here. So time for us to, as you saw, I was messing around with the debugger there to try and solve this problem. If you have a problem with the tutorial so far and you are really trying to figure out where it is, just remember to tell me about it and I'll try to help you with the problem. I'm looking for a good test case of a problem where I could really get into showing off the debugger and how to use it to figure out why something isn't working for you. So submit your problems, and maybe I'll choose yours as the example for that episode. So anyways, let's go thank some Patreon sponsors. All right. I would like to thank Fragile Hearts, Kuru Patreon, Damien, Kenneth Klein, John Dickey, and Vladimir Soldatov for their contribution to helping make the NES GameMaker happen. And of course, I thank all the viewers of the NES GameMaker. You make this worth doing. And just until next time, good luck with your programming.